We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and men's thrives on the suffering of the dead. Rots in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of a harvest form of innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed. For in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are incarnate paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope you guys had a great Tuesday, at least better than mine. Holy shit. Oh, God. Hey, I'm here. I honestly don't know how I'm here right now, but I am. It's going to be a short show tonight, I'm going to tell you that. But, yeah. I'm getting too old for this shit. Just hands down, too fucking old for this. Twice in 6 months. Actually, twice in a year. Let's see, it happened right before Halloween. So October, November, December, January, February, March. Twice in 6 months. Twice in less than 6 months. Oh, just my luck, guys. But anyways, why am I... Why is my position there? I don't know. Anyways, hold on. Let me see if I can do something. Well, showing me as a viewer, not as a mod. But anyways, hope you guys are doing good today. We left off last night starting section 3, 10 minutes, 30 seconds in. And Benny, how you doing today? Good to see you. Thank you for being here early. Why that's there, I don't know. Something's going on with my computer lately, and it's not good. Yeah, I got nothing on tonight, guys. Let's get started on some audio, see if we can catch something. Like I said, it's going to be about an hour. It's going to be an hour show tonight, and guys, hope you guys understand that. Yeah, I'm having a beer. I need it. I definitely need it. so last night's EVPs was basically just turn it down. Probably talking about their spirit box or their music box. Spirits don't seem to like those too much. Discord real quick and let everybody know I'm on. Okay, that way everybody knows. Throughout the tweet too. Yeah, so the clown runs a red light doing 45. Thank God I got on the brakes when I did. If I hadn't, I'll be honest with you guys, it would have been a fatal accident for him. But yeah, thank God the guy was able to get out under his own power. And the other person he hit, which was the other guy that he T-boned, 21-year-old kid, thank God his baby wasn't in the back seat. He had a child seat in the back seat. If there would have been a child in the back seat, guys, it would have been bad. I'd probably still be there. You know, full investigations and everything, but I got to stop getting in wrecks at work. When I walked back in, I just took off my hat and gave everybody in the warehouse a bow. Yeah, Windsor, I'm sore. My shoulder's sore, and I'm starting to stiffen up. It's just that energy transfer through the truck. I'm going to be sore for a couple days. But there's not going to be a show. I figured out at least I get on here, I get my mind off of it, talk to you guys, try to find some evidence. Thank God it's not serious. The other kid that was involved, I told his brother, take him to the hospital, get him checked out. Pay the out-of-pocket fee, give it to your insurance to have his insurance pay for it. Because he got hit harder than I did at my last wreck. It pushed him a good 50, 60 feet. When I got hit, the curb stopped me. He literally got pushed through the fucking basically opposite way of the intersection into the dirt shoulder. He got plowed. Now, I can't show you guys any of the pictures on the show. Unfortunately, I just can't do that. But the left front of the bumper of my truck got pushed in about 2 inches, 3 inches. But like I tell people, you get hit in a car compared to a truck, that energy transfers through there a lot more in the trucks. It's a solid object, and it goes to the least resistance, which is you. So that wave of energy just goes through you. And believe me, guys, it sucks. But I'm alive. A little bit worse for the wear, but I'm alive. And I told the boss, I'm not getting any younger. This one hurts. I just got over completely the last one. You know, in the old joke, hey, we need a new company vehicle. Let me take this old one out for a drive. We'll see what happens. They don't find it as funny as I do. They don't find it funny at all. But it's like, guys, I'm okay. This is my coping mechanism. And I got to keep reminding them. Guys, I cleaned up wrecks for 12 years. My demented mentality is the way I cope with this. It helps me get over it faster. Because if I dwell on it, it's going to mess with me mentally. So me making jokes, it lets you know that I'm okay. Yeah, I'm sore, but I'm around to joke about it. Would you rather have me joke about it or be laid up in a hospital bed? And that's a fair question. What's up, Grinch? How you doing this evening? It's like, would you rather have me laid up in a hospital bed or sit here and make jokes at you? You know, I know what they're thinking. If you were in a hospital bed, you'd be making jokes there too. They're right. I would. You're damn right. I was making jokes in the hospital bed on the last accident. The nurses were like, we get it. It's like, just tone it down. It's like, no, I'm not going to tone it down. I'm going to tone it up. Just because you asked me not to. But I'll be honest. I need some muscle relaxers and a shot of whiskey. Problem is, I don't have any muscle relaxers left from the last wreck. I pitched them. But even the boss said, he goes, if you're not feeling good, don't come in tomorrow. It's like, the bad thing is, and anybody who's been in a car wreck knows this, if you sit around, you're going to be twice as sore than getting up and at least moving around. Now, if I at least go into the warehouse, I can sit around and do paperwork. I can sit around and do something constructive. Hot sauce shot, get your mind off different pain. Windsor, you know how to do that, buddy. You know how to make the hot sauces happen. But I was actually thinking the same thing. Hot sauces might help numb the pain. I'm trying to push him to get me off the road, and I think this is going to be my final push. You know, guys, this is the second time this has happened. I need to be off the road. If next time might be, the third time's a charm, the next time might be a lot worse. Now, the first wreck, it should have done me in as hard as he hit me. But, yeah. I've been in fights that hit harder. But this one, now that my adrenaline is coming down, I'm not liking this one. I think the only thing that would get my mind off of it is that 3 million Scoville unit. But then again, I don't think I could run to the bathroom fast enough with that tonight. You're like, let me get an empty garbage can right next to me. I know, real appetizing, right? And Ecto, I see you crept in. How you doing this evening, buddy? Good to see you. What's going on, Duds? How you doing tonight, buddy? I'm just glad this didn't happen before a week before an investigation. A week prior to this investigation for NSP is when I got my first wreck for the company. Lo and behold, another one today. Thank God I don't have an investigation this weekend. Duds, buddy, I am fucking sore. I'm hurting pretty bad tonight. Honestly, right after I said there was going to be a show, I almost changed my mind. It's like, Brent, you're pushing it tonight, buddy. You need to rest. But like I said, I'll figure I'll at least do an hour for you guys tonight. Then I'll take some pain pills and go to bed. Yeah. All I can say is thank God I was in the box truck today and not in the company van. If this is the company van, it would be a whole different story. Dads, yeah, I did. Windsor, 6 months. 6 months and 1 week. 6 months and 2 weeks, right in that area. Uh, yeah, a week before we went to NSP. Now, for those familiar with Las Vegas, I know Deds will be. I'll explain it real quick for you guys. I was going westbound on Spring Mountain into a double turn lane to go onto I-15 South. Now, green light hits. Years of towing, I know not to go right away on the green. Wait about 5 seconds and go. Guy next to me, here comes a white Ford Escape. 45 miles an hour. Doesn't even brake. hard on the hard on the air brakes, and if anybody who's driven with air brakes knows, it jerks. I get pushed straight into the air brake. Excuse me, and I feel the truck, just kind of bulge forward a little bit, and I barely clipped this guy who ran the red light, and I pushed him enough. He hit the car on the inside turn lane, T-boned him so hard, it pushed him 60 feet into the dirt median on the southeast side of Spring Mountain. Pushed him about 3/4 away into the dirt median, and the guy who caused the accident went onto the onbound I-15 ramp about 150 yards. I think he was trying to run. At that point, I think he was trying to drive away. Because all his airbags deployed, and he tried telling the trooper that he was making a right-hand turn to go into the I-15 southbound lane. At 45 miles an hour to do a 90-degree turn ain't happening. What he did was, and I told the trooper this, he ran the red light, not thinking that the turn lane onto the northbound 15, which is on the other side of the intersection. He probably assumed it didn't have a stoplight, ran that red light to go onto I-15 north. But he hit so hard, he went onto the southbound on-ramp, and he told the trooper he was trying to turn onto the freeway. As fast as he was going, if he would have gone onto the southbound ramp, I would have hit him with the right side of the truck, not the left side. No skid marks. And yeah, trooper knew right away. After I told him what happened, he knew right away. He goes, this guy's going to lie about it. And sure enough, this guy tried telling the trooper, I was trying to turn onto I-15 south. No, he wasn't. Now, what I'll do, hold on. Let me see if I can get this up for you guys. I want to get a street view for you. Give you guys a good idea about this. Okay, there's Desert Inn. It wasn't my fault. And the trooper knew that right away. He goes, I'm not going to, he goes, I already know what happened. He goes, don't even worry. He goes, I'm sighting this guy. It's like, yeah, you are. It's not going to give me a street view. we'll pause this real quick. About as good as I can find. This intersection. So, I am right here where my pointer's at. Double turn lane onto I-15. Green light turning on. He's coming eastbound and hit us right in the intersection. And he told the trooper that he's trying to turn onto I-15 south. What he was trying to do is turn onto I-15 north, which is it's got its own lane, but it does have a stoplight. So he literally, you can already see how many wrecks are in this intersection. You can see all the debris that's ground into the street. So the guy that got T-boned landed in this dirt, probably about 3/4 of the way down. So the guy coming down here ran the red light, and right where this top white mark is where the point of impact was. And the guy that caused the accident did not stop until about right here, until about right in this area. So he went another 200 yards after point of impact. He was trying to run is what he was trying to do. Hood caved in, front airbags deployed. His car wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, he stopped right in here. Get back to it, guys. But give you an idea of where it happened. And yeah, Duds knows. He knows that turn lane from Spring Mountain East to I-15 North. There's accidents in that intersection every single day because people run that red light not realizing people coming westbound to South I-15 have a light, just like they do. People don't stop in that intersection. It's deadly. You know, and you saw the marks in the road. That shows you how many accidents are in that intersection daily. They just redesigned it. They put in a sole lane to enter I-15 North, but it has a stoplight like the rest of the traffic. So people don't pay attention to the light. They figure, hey, I'm merging onto the freeway. I don't have to stop. Actually, yeah, you do. There's a red light there. You know, and like I said, I was paying attention to the turn, and the guy, like whenever I'm in a double turn lane, I watch the guy next to me, especially on a double merging lane onto a freeway, to make sure he's not going to crowd my lane. I happen to look up, and all of a sudden it's like, brake. Just instant brake. And it's hard to stand on air brakes. And it was just barely caught him. It's like, oh, I was trying to turn onto the highway. No, you weren't. You were trying to go northbound, and you ran the red light. And I hate saying it like this, guys. I am grateful that Ford Escape hit my truck first. I hate saying it like that because, yes, it's a company vehicle, and yes, I'm sore as shit, but if he hadn't hit me first, he would have killed the kid in that freaking Honda. He would have flipped him, hands down. Either that or he would have driven him through the desert into the concrete barriers. That's how fast this guy was going. And I told the kid that. I'm like, be thankful he hit me first. And even the guy's brother that came to pick him up said, be glad that car hit him first before he hit you, because you'd be hurt. At that point, it's like, you feel bad. 21-year-old kid. And the ironic thing was, he just came from an interview at a hotel right across, right on the other side of 15. He literally came the back street onto Spring Mountain up to get on the freeway, 5 minutes later, he gets in a wreck, coming from a job interview that he just got. He just got a job and got into a car wreck. And I told him, it's like, you better call him right now. If they expect you to start tomorrow, you're not going to do it. Told him, you're going to be sore for about a week, maybe 2. Just be ready for it. Ah. I'm alive. I still have a show. Gotta look at things sadistically, don't I? Hey, I'm alive. I'm still on air. Not Brent. Are you okay? No. I got a show to do. Just patch me up and send me home. I got viewers waiting for me. But you got a broken leg. Put some duct tape on it. I'll come back after the show. There might not be anything else on this recorder, guys. We'll just let this play out. I honestly don't want to start a new recorder tonight. I don't have it in me. It's going to be a quiet. I kind of figured this. And that's the end of the recorder, so. Which means we've got well, we got to decide which recorder we're going to do next. We're finishing up Unknown Recorder, so I don't know. We might do the Tascam because the Tascam was in the cave. I think Tascam was in the cave, so that'll be definitely be a dead recorder. Probably. But last time I said dead recorder, we got numerous EVPs. We can either do Tascam, Explicit 2, or Explicit 3. We still have what, 1, 2, 8 recorders left after this one. We have Dead's H1M Pro, The H4n Pro, Vexus, Explicit 2, Explicit 3, Tascam, Zoom H3. Uh, Wait, the Zoom H3 and the Tascam are last. So, and there they are again. I don't know, guys. Okay, that's a little weird. Okay, that's different. That is definitely different. Uh, okay, I think that's tires on the highway. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Duck? Good to see you. How you been? It's been a while. Doing good, Ben. Yeah, I feel you on that. Definitely mad today. Recently been attacked in the physical, but I'm standing my ground. Always stand your ground. Speaking of standing, I'm barely standing right now. Or excuse me, I'm barely sitting. Kind of a fucked up way to put it, but I'm alive today. Let's just leave it at that. Also, how come I thought you were someone else? I get that a lot. I get that a lot. Am I going to the next Paracon? I don't know yet. I know it's. I know there's a Paracon here in Vegas. Uh, as long as it doesn't conflict with my investigations, yes, I'll go to the next Paracon here. I've I had a the last Paracon I went to. I had a blast. I had people asking for me by name. It was like, really uh, I don't either. But also remember, Duck, and I will say this: there are people out there getting replica Annabelle dolls and putting it out there as the real Annabelle. A couple teams have been busted doing this. They've been called out on it. Ed wouldn't be happy, and yeah, Ed would not be happy. Neither would Lorraine. Lorraine had put a kibosh to it real quick. Uh, People look to make a quick buck in this field. I'm not saying Tony will. Tony, I know, is a straight shooter. Uh, they're mimicking the spirit inside her, and they're messing with things they don't know fully about. The energies, just you're taking advantage of not only Tony but Ed and Lorraine, Annabelle on top of that, and whatever spirit resides inside of her. Uh, Karma's gonna get him. Karma will stand up and beat some ass. Demon or spirit, I don't want to disrespect Annabelle. I don't fully believe 100% that it is a demon. I think it's a very malevolent or mischievous spirit. Now, I could be wrong on that, and God forgive me if I am. Annabelle, forgive me if I am. Uh, Everything I've read, everything that I've done, it's malevolent 100%. Is it demonic? It depends how much religion you put into it. And that's one thing I'll admit freely and publicly that I did not 100% agree with Ed and Lorraine on. There was too much religion in it. Yes, they did a lot of good for people. Yes, they helped a lot of people. And yes, they're pioneers in the field. But I personally think too much religion got involved. But that side did help a lot of people. And if you want anybody who wants to get involved in the paranormal, read the books from Ed and Lorraine Warren and you'll understand. They're going to help you, but they're also going to be they're a little long-winded in the religious side. Nothing against that. That's what they believe. That's what they put their faith and their power in. And that's what protected them through a lot of investigations. And I've always said, protection while investigating is important. Grounding, shielding, protection, all that is important. But you also get into it. You also get back what you put in. Until you start realizing if you go into a location to investigate, if you're putting all your Christian beliefs into all the Christian eggs into one basket, and the spirits there aren't Christian, they're Church of Satan, they are Judeo-Christian, they're Jewish, they're atheist. You got to realize going into these locations, not everything's Christian. Not every spirit is of Christian belief. You got to have that open mind investigating, no matter what belief it is, that each set of religions has different definitions of spirits. Ed famously said, God may be stronger than any spirit, but you aren't God. No. And this is the thing, if you study every religion, it does have the basis of a solitary God. Now, how many religions broke off and actually relate to the same God? A lot of them. I don't care which religion, they all center towards a God. So everybody branches off and preaches the teachings of the same God in different aspects. Okay, I can buy that. In the name of Jesus Christ, dude, I'm Jewish, so you know this. His name means nothing. Like I said, it all comes down to the religion. I actually investigated years ago an old Jewish couple, and the old man had a nasty attachment because he was involved in a serious accident that hurt somebody. And granted, it was an accident, but he picked up a nasty attachment to it. And I knew a little bit, and we went over to the house. We went in, sat down, interviewing him. And my first question out of my mouth to him was what state the mezuzah was on the front door, what state it was in, when's the last time it was replaced, is it damaged? And he just kind of looked at me. He goes, "What do you know about the mezuzah?" I said, "It's a protection scroll." A Dybbuk, and let's not get into Dybbuks. I got so much negative shit to say there, but he's like, I'll have. And the guy was like 80. He's like, "I'm gonna have to check it. If it's damaged, I'll replace it." So we did the investigation, did a cleansing of the house for him, and he replaced the mezuzah, and they had no further incidents. Now, speaking of the Dybbuk, Dybbuk, Jewish wine box. Not box, a wine cabinet. You get all these jackasses on eBay that like to say, "Oh, this is a Dybbuk." It's a fucking cigar box that you poured candle wax over and said there's a negative spirit inside. A Dybbuk is a Jewish wine cabinet. Nothing more. If you see anybody saying otherwise, smack them in the head with the Dybbuk. Just pick up the cabinet and smash them over the head with it, because they are flipping idiots. And I'm not going to be shy about this one, guys. A Dybbuk is a Jewish wine cabinet. Look it up. A Dybbuk is not the name of the spirit that's inside of it. It's a Jewish wine cabinet. It's like, I hope I'm 100% on that one. It's a Dybbuk box. As far as my knowledge goes, and go ahead and correct me there. A story about a Dybbuk box they made singular, failed, and suddenly Dybbuk boxes. Oh, yeah. They made a movie about Dybbuk box. They did. A failed movie. And everybody jumps on the frickin' bandwagon on that. And the same goes for the Hat Man. The Hat Man goes back to, I want to say, about the 12 or 1300s. And it turns into an old wives' tale. It turns into urban legend. Zozo, in a sense, is real. It's a spirit attached to a Ouija. But the problem with that is, again, a movie came out and everybody automatically assumes Zozo is a demon. In essence, yes. Zozo is a spirit. There's actually documents out there on, I think it's pronounced a little different than Zozo, but it's a spirit related with a Ouija board. The Zozo case, yeah. And everything going on right now with Zach. It's a matter of time before his whole paranormal world falls on his head. And the bad thing is, he's going to take a couple of great people with him. And like I said, let's go back to Zach and the Annabelle doll. When Tony Spera brought the doll to the Haunted Museum, the number one rule was, Zach, don't touch the doll. He touched it not once, but twice. And I think it might have even been thrice. I'll have to go back and watch the episode. Don't touch the doll. Okay. Yeah, he knew it exactly what he was doing. And Tony said, "I told you not to do it. This is over." Packed up the doll and left. So, it's going to end up, one of these days, it's going to actually bite him. Harder than it did the demon house. Now, I will say Zach's eye condition was legitimately caused by the demon house. So, not 100% fake, but he took the repercussions. It finally caught up to him. I never got protection after that, not that I'm aware of. The demon house was in Ohio. He actually has a staircase from the demon house in his museum, and it is real. That is one of the cases that I will say is authentic. Indiana. Okay, Duck, thank you. It was in Indiana. That Gary, Indiana. I was just getting ready to say that. It clicked right after you said Indiana. The Sally House, I'm not 100% familiar with, so I can't give you guys a fair statement. And I'm going to let the audio play while we do this. I'm not familiar with Sally House. So, guys, I'm not going to sit here and pretend as a know-all on this show because I don't. If I don't know the location, I'll tell you. The demon house is legit. Zach bought it and tore it down. Now, I have other ideas about what happened in the demon house that could maybe help debunk what happened there. And it all has to do with like chemicals in the ground or in the air that can cause that kind of sickness or those kind of reactions. But from everything that I've seen on the case, and the priest that went to do an exorcism on the house had a complete and total organ failure. The only thing that will cause that would be chemicals. Chemicals spill in the ground, and the fumes, the toxic fumes, cause organ failure. It's either that or a severe spiritual attack. There's only two sides to this. It's one's chemical your body's reaction to chemicals, or the other, or spiritual. And if you watch the demon, I think it's the demon house, when one of his crew members actually quit when they were staying at the hotel. They actually quit. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, guys. The Goldfield Hotel episode, 100% fake. I can tell you this unequivocally. It's 100% fake. Nevada State Prison, let's not go there because I could really destroy the show. They focus too much on the guard's house than the prison. That's why Jay started to quit, just like his wife Ashley. Exactly. Then, Duck, you know. And again, would I work with Zach? You know, honestly, I would, but it'd have to be 100% on the level. I don't want any money out of it. I don't want notoriety out of it. I want a good, clean, straight investigation, which I know is probably not going to happen, but, you know, let's do this the right way one night. The Exorcist House in St. Louis, I've heard mixed reports on, so have I. Amity House, I think, is off the market now. They lowered it to like $900,000. Somebody bought it. Would I live in the Amity House? Yeah, I would. And I just tell the spirits, you can make yourself known. You can live here and cohabitate with me. I'm not going to try to, throw you out. I'm not going to try to cleanse you. Let's live together. I'll keep this house up and you can enjoy it. Just don't attack my guests. Amityville, I don't believe, was demonic attachment. It's known George was involved in the occult. Yeah, he was involved in the occult. But also remember, they've done studies that some of the Indian tribes in the area were buried on those grounds. There was a chief of um, Micmac or Merrimack or something like that, chief that was buried on the grounds of that house. Let's not even go to the the Perrin house in Rhode Island. Uh, Ecto, I don't know if you know her. She used to be with Prism Paranormal. Lady by the name of Melanie Cabrera. She knows the previous owners of the Conjuring house, and there's a lot of things I can't discuss on the show about what I know about that house. But after the parents left, evidently the activity ceased. But the people who bought it after the parents kept it up until the owners that own it now. And conditions of the sale were they would not do paranormal tours out of it. What's the first thing they do when they bought it? Open it up to paranormal tours after they said they wouldn't. There's a lot the parents didn't say. Absolutely. Read House of Darkness, House of Light. 3 books by Andrea Perron. What happened in that house is 100 times more terrifying than the movie let on. A friend of the stream, Gamebug TV, original Gamebug, depending on which screen name you see. He used to live near the Amity house. So it's like, what do you do? What do you say to this? When you know some of the history and you know the people who have been involved around it, and they tell you compared to what you see in the movies and TV, and you just sit back and go, I got to draw my own conclusions here. The parents, no, the dad was a over-the-road truck driver. He was never home. Bathsheba, Amity, we have 6 confirmed murders. There were 6 confirmed murders. So no matter what you do at Amity, there's going to be residual energy there. There's going to be energy in that house until the end of time. Oh, so it's sold again. Okay. The people who previously owned it said they'd never do tours out of it, and they did. So I just gotta, and I say this with all due respect, we have to use common sense when we hear stories about these locations. People are going to hype it up because they want people to go there. People want to go there because they want to see the stories for real. They don't realize that's what they are, stories. Contorted from reality. What really happened, what the movie said. You want to be over here, go over there and see if you could find the real evidence and not see what was in the movies. Ed did do an exorcism, from what I remember. Ed tried to exorcise the mother, Carolyn, but it failed. If I remember reading right in House of Darkness, and I forget his name, the parent, the husband. He actually punched Ed in the mouth or in the nose. The grave of Bathsheba was never on property. It was down the road in the graveyard. It was down the road in the graveyard, and people were still vandalizing it because of the movie. And that's always in articles online. Is Bathsheba's grave desecrated again? People constantly go in and break the headstone. They put a fence around it because of that. All right, Ecto. Thank you for that. They had to. Because I think since the movie had been busted a dozen times. The Bathsheba was not a witch. And that like I said, that's the Hollywood coming in. And I think Bathsheba was also the name of the family dog. I think in House of Darkness, House of Light, in the second or first book, Andrea Perron actually says Bathsheba was the name of the dog. So there was a Bathsheba Sherman, but also the name of the dog. Kind of coincidental there. You just gotta... And one of the daughters was thrown across the room when they were doing the seance. It was actually Carolyn, the mother, that was thrown across the room when they were doing the seance. It wasn't the daughter. So there's truth there, but there's also Hollywood there. They want to make it more dramatic when a child is involved rather than the mother. What do you do with it? Duck, I'll warn you. And let me pause the audio here. Let me warn you about House of Darkness, House of Light. It is 3 books. That's around 400 pages each. It is very long-winded. And it jumps all over the place. It's a good book. They're 3 good books. They're very long-winded and very hard to keep your attention. If you've got the attention span of a moth, I don't recommend it. A little bit of light. Hold on a second. Just hold on a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Now, hold on. Let's get away from this real quick. Let's get up to full screen. House of Darkness, House of Light, Volume 1. Let's see. Book 1, 502 pages. That's 502. Book 1. House of Darkness, House of Light, Volume 2. $474 pages. That's 474. House of Darkness, House of Light, Volume 3. $370 pages. That's 370. So 900, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's around 1,400. 3 books and 1,400 pages. If you want to do 1,400 pages, be my guest. Just say. You saw 2 black dogs and you only have 1. You've read It and The Stand. You can combine those 2 together and you might have half of that. And like I said, they're good books, but they're very dry, very long winded, and they jump around. It's like, oh my God. Insomnia from Stephen King, 1,200 pages. That would equal that. That's a lot of reading, guys. That is a lot of reading. Stand is 11:52. All right. Andrea is a sweetheart. I've actually, watched some of her podcasts. She used to do podcasts on Facebook, and she's very, very dedicated, very intelligent. But her writing, and I'll be honest, her writing skills, she could have used a little bit of help. But very intelligent lady. He doesn't remember writing those books. Drugs. And Judy is such a sweet person. I don't know. Duck. It's, and I get into other paranormal books that aren't as long, and they teach different things like about the afterlife or energy and all that. I'd rather get into that than now. I'll tell you who is a really nice guy is John Zaffis. Johnny Zaffis is a very, very classy guy. Chris McKinnell, hell of a nice guy. I'll be honest, I didn't like the direction Warren Legacy Foundation was going, so I had to resign my position. But John is, I think, Lorraine's nephew. Yeah. Chris McKinnell is their Ed and Lorraine's grandson. John Zaffis is a class act all the way around. And that's one thing, I'll be honest with you guys, that shocked the hell out of me. Being at Paracon 2 years ago, John Zaffis called for me. He sent somebody out into Paracon to find me, to bring me back to his table to talk to me. Have you met Arnie yet? I have not. But I can't believe that John sent somebody out to Paracon to find me. And he said, Brent, I know exactly who you are. I got to give you some warnings. I don't want this to hurt you in the paranormal, but I want to give you some advice. And I sat and talked to him for a few minutes. I was like, he'd never met me before. But because of the reputation I had in the field, told somebody to go find me to give me warnings. I could have cried. I was like, I walked away with, my mouth just wide open. Everybody's like, what'd he say to you? I'm like, don't worry about it right now. And I won't tell you what he told me. That's between him and I. But the fact he took time out of his day to call for me to give me some warnings and give me some advice, I will always have respect for that man in that manner. He did not have to do what he did. Yes, he is. And I hope one day he sees this video, because I'd like to truly thank him for what he said to me. And I followed it. So, you build a name for yourself in this field. Believe it or not, those who you don't think would recognize you or be able to, recognize your name at least. I think he is a psychic medium. I'm not sure. But just the fact that he'd do that. It's like, Brent, you've been in this field for how long? And one of the most respected names in the field calls for you? All right. This is cool. It makes you feel accomplished as an investigator. And maybe you're a little bit more respected than you realize. And that, my friends, is humbling as hell. That is probably one of the most humbling moments I've ever had in the field. She didn't like it. It was the shadow doll. I am not familiar with that case. I'd have to go back through the books. So the guy who planted it, he was an occultist, high occultist, that knew who he was and refused to say his name. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to have to look into that. Exhale. That was me. Okay, debunked. Somebody exhaling. Damn it. No evidence. Ending the recorder. All right, guys. That's the end of this recorder. Unfortunately, we did not get anything on it. Or we did section 1. What do we get? Section 1, we got I want you to stay with us. Get out of here. The loud banging. Section 2, we had get out. Kill her. Down there and 1. Section 3, we got turn it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 pieces of evidence on the unknown recorder. I honestly refuse to look at it. I've got haunted dolls in my room. I look at them every day. It's all depends on how you treat them and what you do. You piss them off, yeah, you're gonna have a bad day. Just saying on that one. Guys, like I said, tonight, short show. I've got to go rest my body. This accident, this hurt me bad. It's starting to set in. I'm starting to stiffen up a little bit, and I'm just not comfortable. I got to get out of this desk chair, get some Tylenol 3s, and lay down. So I apologize. We're gonna make it up this weekend. Satanic idol, anything demonic, Lorraine was afraid of. Guys, we'll continue this tomorrow night. Please make sure and come back. We'll continue this about, Ed and Lorraine Warren, the dolls, and all that. As we start a new recorder, we're going to need conversation topics if the recorders are quiet. So please make sure and stay tuned in for that one. Duck, I thank you for keeping me on my toes tonight with this. Ecto, thank you for helping and confirming a lot of this evidence. It is a lot of the stuff we've been going over. It really helps me out a lot when we get somebody else who knows as much about it. Deds, as always, buddy. It's always good seeing you in here. Windsor, you got a little quiet there. Hope you're still here with us. Grinch, Benny, guys, it's always a pleasure. Everybody else, guys, make sure and tune in tomorrow night, and we will continue this. I feel bad that I got to cut it short, but the body says no. You guys have a great night. God bless, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again.